Because once they become a client, they already have that trust with you. They know that you show up. They know that you're the real deal. They're more likely to be a repeat purchaser than what it's going to take for someone to become a purchaser for the first time.
Welcome to Coach Magic, the show for the woman who is all in on creating a life, business, and family that's beyond her wildest dreams. I'm Jenny Fennig, and I am so excited to help you get confident, focused, and paid. Let's rewrite the rules and get moving in the direction of your deepest desires. Ready, set, go.
Who wants to have a higher income year than you did last year? Like, is that something that you want to do? And it's okay if you don't, but do you want to earn more money or more profit, and do it in a way that feels really good, that feels very sustainable and supportive? Sometimes you might have an old story that says, well, the only way I can increase my income is to blah, 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 blah. Like, come up with some story. I'm going to have to work around the clock 24/7. The only way I can increase my income is to do work that I don't really care about because that's the stuff that people pay you for, and I'm just going to need to kind of suck it up and not complain. So yeah, and so somebody, I have to get another job. I have to take on this. I've got to take on that. And what I will tell you is that there are many ways to achieve this. So I'm going to share with you right now 3 ways to increase your income. And we're going to spend a bit of time on this. And I want you to simply put your creative thinking cap on, allow your heart to expand, and let this all kind of percolate inside of you, okay? So one way, number 1, is to increase the number of clients that you have. Okay, increase the number of clients that you have. Now listen, you all have different types of businesses here. A lot of my clientele are fellow coaches. They're in the helping and healing profession. They are service providers, consultants, kind of having that kind of service background. You're either working one-on-one with clients, you have programs, you have packages that you might sell to your people. And so one way that you can increase your income is to increase the number of clients that you have. All right, so how would you do that? Now, I'm going to just give you a few ideas here, and you can see what feels right and what area that you might not have been exploring at all or adequately enough to really make some traction here. Okay, and so some ways you can increase your number of clients: referral systems. That means that you can set up like a real system for getting referrals, or if you have kind of a referral network where you say to, this type of person, like, hey, when you have clients who are looking for X, I would love to have a referral. And then you can refer out your people who might need that person's services. This can work really well. Or at least even have a system where, let's say clients finish up a program with you, and you can have an email that automatically goes out, or a conversation that's had, or a video that they might see that says, one of the greatest gifts you can give is a referral. And maybe you even offer someone who refers you business some sort of a gift, some sort of a commission. But when you have a system around this, it can work really well. I want you to think about where you've gotten your clients recently and how many of them are from referrals, and could you amp that up even more? Okay, you can engage in advertising. You can have affiliates for your business. You can run promotions. Promotions are hugely impactful. You can obviously amp up your social media presence. You can just bring more energy into what you're doing. You could be doing more banging of the drum type things, like webinars, challenges, live streams, where you are just putting your work out there. It could be like an official thing that you're doing. You're inviting people in and you're saying, hey, this is happening on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you want to be in here, sign up. Or you could just be doing regular live streams where you are then giving them a call to action, a next step to take. Okay, number 2 way to increase your income: increase your average transaction value. Increase your average transaction value. Increase your price. Okay, so that's one way you can think about doing it. You can improve the way that you sell. All right, and that when you do that, you can upsell into new offerings. You can cross-sell into other things. I did that I'm remembering one particular example. I was connecting with a prospect. She ended up signing up for my coach training school. And she mentioned that she also really wanted to create programs. And I was like, hey, I'm going to be starting my program, Creatrix program. That's going to start before coach training school. She signed up for coach training school months before it was beginning. And she was like, oh my gosh, I totally want to be a part of that too. And so I basically sold her that as well on that same call. So that was kind of like a bundle that I almost, did with her. Once they become a client, it's that much more likely that they're going to continue to be a client for you. It's easier to re-enroll a client than to sign someone for the first time with you, okay? Because once they become a client, they already have that trust with you. They know that you show up. They know that you're the real deal. They're more likely to be a repeat purchaser than what it's going to take for someone to become a purchaser for the first time, okay? So just remember that. Just remember that. You can bundle your offerings, all right, which means like you could say, hey, here's this and this, but I put them all together, and for this price point, it's just a way for someone to feel like they've gotten even more value and they can get even more of your awesome stuff, okay? You could offer longer engagements for your clients to buy. And so these are things as you continue on this journey, you look to see where do people get the best results? What kind of clients do I want to be working with? Do I want those who are willing to commit for longer periods because I can more commit to them and I can really carve out that space in my schedule so that they get more of my attention? And so, y'all, just do it. Just put it out there. Really tune into what your clients need and what they're wanting. Not everyone's going to take you up on that, and that's okay because the right ones will. The right ones will. Sometimes you all are afraid to put things out there because you're like, but what if the price point's too high? And what if so-and-so gets freaked out by it? I counseled a client recently. She was putting together one of her programs, and I said, why don't you do a VIP level? What about adding this into it? And then we came up with a price point because there will be at least one person who wants that. And even if they don't, sometimes it's just the psychology of seeing, okay, VIP levels at this, maybe I don't want that level, but it even makes the regular level look that much more appealing. Kind of like, or on the flip side, someone might say, well, I get the regular level of this, but for gosh, this much more, I get all this other stuff, I'm going to go for that. And so you're dealing with different types of consumers, different types of buyers. And so you all need to be willing to put your work out there and to charge well. So another way you can increase your average transaction value is to cut expenses that are unnecessary. As you make more and more money, the tendency is to kind of lose sight of your expenses. And that's not something that we want happening. You need to look at what you're spending and you need to ensure that your programs are profitable, okay? You can't get too out of hand with that. It can get messy really quickly. That's definitely happened to me before. And you need to ensure that your business is profitable. Just because you're making doesn't mean you spend all of that because you forget that your business needs to be profitable, okay? And the third way that you can increase your income is to increase the frequency of repurchase. So we briefly talked about this already, but it's looking at, hey, how could you increase your personal communications with clients to encourage repeat sales? So where you're in their inbox, you're showing up on social media, they see you out there, they're like, oh my gosh, yes, I want to work with her again. I want to hire her again. I want to be a part of this new thing. Engage in high touch, stay in touch marketing. Okay, this is what I do. Podcast, social media, email. I'm out there. I haven't gone for more than a week without staying in touch with my people. Or if I did, maybe it was like 2 weeks because I went on a social media sabbatical. But I gave everyone a heads up. And so I just love communicating with my people. If you all are willing to do this, you will be top of mind with them. And most likely this will lead to more purchases, okay? Promotions and specials we've talked about. Maybe there's a way for you to offer like some kind of continuity program. I know a lot of people will do this, and it's looking at when someone might finish a certain engagement with you, where do they go next? And this is something, if you've thought about this before, then maybe it's next level, where do they go next? If you've never thought about this before, this is something for you to chew on now. So one other tip here those of you who are wanting to grow email lists, because I believe that you don't want all your stuff on one social media platform. Who knows the future of Facebook? Who knows the future of Instagram? Who knows the future of LinkedIn? Like all these places, they're fabulous, and we're lucky that they're here. And they can also be a little weird sometimes too. So you all want to know intelligent ways to communicate with your audience outside of social media. Social media is awesome, but if you're growing a kind of business where you want to be staying in touch with people, an email list is really smart. All right. You can't fall off the face of the earth for months at a time. Consistency, consistency, consistency. And so as you look for your next level of growth, how are you going to amp up your consistency? This will be the final point I'll share with you today, which is we've all been abandoned, we've all been hurt, we've all had people just disappear on us. And if you are just one of those people who disappears, then it almost just strikes this nerve in people that like, oh, she disappears. She disappears. Is she going to do that? Like, honestly, there's some shitty people out there who just disappear. You've heard these stories. Like, she took my money and ran. I signed up for this program and then she fell off the face of the earth. And we don't want to be those people. We're not those people. I know you're not those people. But if your actions don't show that you have this willingness to show up and a consistency in you, people lack that trust in you. And we need our people to trust us. When they can trust us, they can more fully trust their own decision to invest in themselves through one of our creations. Okay? Thank you so much for being here. This is a lot of fun. All right, y'all. See you.